Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to a new meal prep with me. In today's video I'm making, as always, easy yet delicious meals. We are going to be making some breakfast options, lunch options, and even a delicious dessert option. And I'm going to be featuring Yummly's smart thermometer in today's video, and this is how I will finally stop overcooking my chicken and salmon. I can't wait to show you just how that works. Alright, so the very first thing I'm doing, of course, like I do in almost every video, is just getting my produce ready by rinsing everything and just getting it nice and cleaned off. Okay, now that all of my produce is nice and clean, I'm getting started on both my salmon and my chicken, featuring the Yummly Smart Thermometer, and I'd like to thank Yummly for sponsoring this portion of today's video. On my salmon, I'm just putting some salt, garlic, and some lemon pepper seasoning with some honey. I'm going to go ahead and insert my smart thermometer here. And this thermometer is actually going to go right into the oven, and on the app here you can see I'm clicking that I want my salmon well done, and my phone is going to alert me when my salmon is at the desired temperature that I chose. How amazing is that? Now I can finally stop overcooking my salmon and my meats, because you know that I always do that because I'm always afraid that it's not going to be cooked all the way through. And now I don't have to worry about that. I'm just topping my salmon off with some fresh lemon juice, and I'm going to throw that in the oven on 425 degrees. For my chicken, I just went ahead and diced it up, doing the same thing: salt, garlic, pepper, and some soy sauce and some honey. Chris will be eating the chicken that I'm meal prepping, and I'll be eating the salmon. This is just a very easy, delicious marinade for your chicken that he always enjoys. But one thing that I feel like is the most intimidating about meal prep is the multitasking and making sure you're not burning something or undercooking something, and that is really why I love this Yummly Smart Thermometer. I never have to worry about that. An alarm is literally going to go off on my phone and tell me when my salmon is cooked perfectly, and then in the pan I'm just cooking up that chicken. I just wanted to say one more thing about the Yummly thermometer. I think that would be an amazing gift to get or to give. It's for anybody from a novice to a professional chef. It just makes life that much easier having that. It's completely wireless, it's Bluetooth connected, it has built-in timers and alerts and assisted cooking programs, and plus everybody knows about Yummly. It's an amazing platform that can get tons of recipes and meal inspirations from. It's a website that I personally have always loved getting recipes from in general, so the fact that they came out with this smart thermometer is amazing. You can see that it's telling me what time it'll be done around and all of that, which is really, really cool. It tells you when it's completely ready to be removed from heat, and it even tells you if you hit that little start rest timer, when your salmon or whatever kind of meat or fish that you're cooking is done resting. So it literally makes the perfect meal. So thank you again to Yumly for sponsoring this portion of today's video. I will have the smart thermometer linked in my description box below, so definitely check that out. Again, it's an amazing gift, not only to someone else, but to yourself as well, because I know a lot of you overcook your meat and seafood as well when you're worried about it being cooked all the way through. So it's perfect for people like us and even the professional cook to kind of just keep you on track while you're multitasking doing all of this meal prep. So now that my salmon and everything else is done, I have kind of stopped and started this video a bunch of times because we had a snow day, so you can see my kids are home, and this is the only day I had planned out for my meal prep video. So now I'm just going ahead and cutting up all of the rest of our produce. Okay, now that all of our produce is chopped up, I am just spraying my pan and I'm going to be cooking our sweet potatoes and our regular red potatoes on 425 for about a half an hour. It depends how brown you want everything to come out. I'm also putting a little bit of olive oil on top, some garlic, some salt, and some pepper. But this is a great way to cook them. You also saw how small I cut the chunks, and I really like them much more when they are smaller like this. And next, I'm just going to boil a cup of quinoa and have this as like our green for our little meal prep lunch bowls. And I'm heating up some olive oil and just sauteing some of our yellow onion here. And this is going to be basically the base to my veggie side that I'm doing. And this veggie side was so delicious. Even Ella loved it, and it was just like a nice way to get in a ton of vegetables as well as some protein, because I'm going to be doing some black beans and some chickpeas in this as well. So once I get my onions nice and caramelized, I'm just adding in my red and yellow pepper. And then I'll cook that down a little bit and add the beans and the sweet potatoes once they're cooked, some corn. This was just delicious and super easy. Alright, so my potatoes are done. Like I said, I'm going to add those sweet potatoes to that like veggie side that I was making. I'm not really sure what exactly to call it. And then the regular potatoes I'm going to be using in a breakfast casserole that I'll show you later on in this video. But the first thing I'm doing for our meal prep now is just kind of assembling these lunches for Chris and I. Alright, moving on to our breakfast casserole. I'm just taking the sausage out of the casing here. This is like a maple sausage, so kind of a little bit weird to be going with eggs and potatoes, like it kind of got like that maple flavor to it because that's what kind of sausage we had on hand. So next time I would definitely use just like a regular sausage, not like a maple flavor, but it was still delicious. And we ate the entire thing, which is a win in itself to just have a breakfast nice and ready. So first I'm putting the cooked sausage in, now our little potatoes. You can also totally buy hash browns, but like I said, I was trying to cook with what I had already had on hand, and I had those red potatoes. I'm mixing everything up, and then I'm going to add 8 eggs and some milk. I'm gonna scramble the eggs and milk together first, and of course you're gonna want to do like some salt and pepper, some garlic. A lot of people put onions in here and peppers, whatever kind of veggies you want. I just didn't want to do more peppers because I already have peppers in my lunch. So in the future, if I wasn't having peppers another time during the day, I would totally add them to this casserole. So I'm just throwing this in the oven on 350 degrees for about 25 minutes. It totally depends on your oven though. I definitely didn't want any kind of runny egg, so that definitely makes a difference how you like your eggs cooked. But next I am moving on to some keto brownies. I am not keto. I don't plan to be keto. It's just not my jam. I don't plan on doing any kind of diet, honestly. I'm just, staying gluten-free and kind of going with that intuitive eating and not really depriving myself of anything. I'm only 1 month postpartum on Wednesday, and as I mentioned before, it's just not something that I'm focusing on is losing weight. Yes, I want to be healthy, but it's just not my focus right now. I'm just enjoying being postpartum and enjoying baby snuggles, but I do enjoy eating healthy. So these keto brownies are flourless. I use almond flour and some cocoa powder, eggs, and vanilla. It's very, very simple. I know for keto you can't use sugar, I believe, so they use like a different kind of like liquid sugar that's allowed on the keto diet, but I use coconut sugar, which I read is better than using white sugar. So I have to say these brownies came out delicious. I'm pretty sure that adding chocolate chips on top isn't keto either, but the original Pinterest recipe was called like keto brownies. So I'm just adding these in the oven as well. They're going to cook on 350 for I think about 20 minutes. Again, depends on your oven, but I will have these recipes linked in the description box below. Alright, so now we're moving on to overnight oats. I do a half a cup of oats, a scoop of vanilla Greek yogurt, just so I like to get that protein in it. Also gives it a nice texture and, some sweetness. Adding a little bit of milk, you can use whatever milk you want, and then whatever toppings you like. So I like to go ahead and mix mine up. I know that some people like to leave it like pretty and like layered, but not me because I always have like dry oatmeal on the bottom when I do it that way. So I like to stir it up, and then I add some frozen blueberries on top. Those will be the perfect, temperature. They won't be frozen when you go to eat them the next day. And then I'm also in one doing a little bit of peanut butter and some chocolate chips, and that is delicious on its own. And you can always add like bananas to it when you want to go ahead and eat it, or you can add it ahead of time too. But I have these smaller jars here, but they are actually the perfect size for overnight oats. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I will be taking off this Sunday. I hope that you have an amazing, amazing holiday and Merry Christmas.